I wanted to give a quick update. I wish I had some cooler news. I wish I was showing you guys something fun and interesting with all the mechanical work I've been doing and will be doing here in the next week or two. Life has happened, which always seems to happen when you're trying to gain ground and set some new goals. I was hoping to be moving on to finish, or at least get some more of the feature of my car finished. And as you can see behind me, the garage is a little rearranged. This is the J35 out of my wife's Odyssey, which is parked where I normally park my car. That thing's got 123,000 miles on it or so. It's been a great van. I did the timing belt, water pump, all that. I did that entire service at about 102,000, and it's not due till 105. Used all OEM Honda parts. We've put about, that was last year, we put about 20,000 miles on it. Since then, we've made a couple longer trips, no issues. The other day, she's on her way home with my son. It dies on her. Luckily, she was right down the road and was able to coast into the driveway. I had no idea what it could be. I figured it would probably be something fairly simple because all the big main stuff has been taken care of maintenance-wise. Can't find anything obvious. I'm getting a crank shaft position sensor code, which is not a good sign. I pull the timing covers off and the timing belt is completely broken and all wrapped around the crank like a snake. I was able to pull the intake off of it, look down in the hole enough. I'll try to show you, but I'm not sure if I can get it to show on camera. I did a compression test on it. The whole back head has zero compression, and when I look in the intake holes, I can tell none of the valves on the back cylinder are closing, and the compression numbers on the front cylinder are not great. So one of those things, you know, by the time I find a used head, get it planed, buy the head gasket, valve cover gasket, go that route. When it broke the timing belt, it also broke big metal tab off the oil pump. So if I go through my local Honda dealer, that's another 275 bucks that I'll have to replace. Of course, new timing belt, water pump, all that. You know, by the time I do everything and do it right, I'm still, you know, it's still a toss-up as far as the other cylinder head, if it's good or not, and what damage the bottom end could have sustained with the rough timing belt break. Even if I do all those things and take a chance, I'm only a few $100 less than what a used engine would be. So my buddy Jay, if you saw one of the old videos where we picked up a Navigator down in Arkansas from an auction, Jay found me a used engine, 72,000 miles on it, from Texas. It's supposed to be here in the next hour. We're supposed to go meet at a warehouse and pick it up. And that's what I'm doing. I got this motor pulled out. This is the first one I've ever done where I pull the entire cradle, hubs, struts, and everything together. It was a booger. My buddy AJ with the Tahitian Green CRX came over and helped me physically pull it out. I'm gonna go pick up that motor today. I'm planning on setting it on the floor next to this one, swapping the wiring harness, exhaust manifolds, all that stuff over while I've got them side by side and can see what I'm doing. If I can pull this off, this is one of the hardest engine swaps I've ever had to deal with. So that's the plan. That's life. These things happen. Thankfully, I'm able to do it myself, save us a couple $1,000, but we were not expecting this at all. I was hoping to be able to go another 100,000 miles on this van and not have to do pretty much anything to it, but that's what's happening. The car, I'm just driving it for errands here and there, but you know, I didn't want to pull the motor out of that to fix the crack in my frame rail for that motor mount, but after doing this, pulling the B series out of mine is so simple. You know, I may as well just pull it out and fix that the right way. That's the update. Wish I had something cool to share, but this is that. You know, I may do a couple time lapses or something, but Honestly, I don't feel like doing a lot of coverage of this swap. I'll do some documentation for the future owner. If we ever sell this van, at least I'll have documentation and video proof of the engine that we're putting in it. Otherwise, honestly, I'm just really stressed trying to deal with work stuff and then get my wife's van back on the road as soon as possible. Thankfully, my wife's folks let us borrow her mom's car, so we've got that. We've got a couple other friends that have offered to give us another car to borrow in the meantime, but anytime I'm borrowing a car from someone, I want to get this taken care of as quick as possible and give it back to them as quick as possible. So that's the update. Wish me luck. Watch the Instagram. I'll do some updates on how this is going, but I really hope in the next week or so I can have this put back together, depending on how long it takes me to wait on some other parts. Of course, I'm going to put brand new water belt, timing bump, all that on this motor, on this new motor, while it's sitting out of the vehicle. So here we go.